We are talking about villains today. Interesting. This villain would make any movie illegal to film. By Zaffy. I got no idea what this is about. Judge Holden is in the hashtags. I do not. This name sounds familiar, but I could be wrong. Regardless, this was recommended to me, so we'll watch it. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. We'll jump in.
If you think you've seen true evil, you have not seen this man.
He's bald. He's bald. He's very bald.
Judge Holden, one of the most terrifying villains of all time. I have not seen someone as vile as this. You won't believe what his worst, most dark act truly is. I bring to you the world of Blood Meridian, a blood so...
Blood Meridian. Never heard of that. Interesting. Worse than that weird AI? Like Was it that cold? I'm pretty sure.
Western story. In the 1800s, coming off the heels of a Mexican-American war, gangs are committing acts of violence and atrocities all over the place.
Oh, scalps. Classic.
In this story, we follow a child called the Kid, who's basically a part of a gang of scalp hunters who kill Native Americans for bounty
and take their scalp. Is it not? Crazy work.
Across this Western landscape. Pretty dark story. And in their endeavors to take...
That is not what I expected. That's crazy.
Take as many scalps as they can, to kill as many mofos as they can, they are led by one man. Judge Holden, who, in the estimation of many people...
Why do you look like Chris from Outlast? Why does bro look like he's about to call me little pig? The fuck?
Who, in the estimation of many people, has been called the personification of pure evil, and there hasn't been a darker, more scary personification of pure evil in any other fictional work. He's largely known as one of the greatest villains in fiction, period. I don't read shit. The ADHD and cocaine use won't allow me to. It's just not possible anymore, right? I've destroyed my body.
Crazy. Blood Meridian. Cormac McCarthy. Interesting. I don't read, bud. Interesting, okay.
Too much. But many people were like, Zaffy, I'm a cinema guy, I'm a movie guy, but Zaffy, you need to go into the lore of Blood Meridian, because this is the most insane shit ever and is beyond any horror movie you've seen. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, why not? I've heard a lot of things about this judge. Let me go into it. And my lord, the closest thing I could compare him to in terms of books was the Baron from Dune. Right? Because the Baron from Dune is also a despicable degenerate himself. But I think Judge Holden, in terms of his philosophy, goes beyond the Baron from Dune. This dude is a 6'6" hairless albino with demonic eyes.
6'6" hairless albino with demonic eyes. That is a description. Interesting.
You do not want to see this motherfucker crossing paths with you. If I saw this man walking across a landscape near me, I would want the place nuked from orbit. It's either him or Calvin coming for me. I don't want any of them coming for me, alright? Let me take you on a tour through Judge Holden's worst acts, okay? And you can tell me which one you think is bad, right? Now, he's a scalp hunter. He's taken like several hundreds, even thousands of people's scalps, right? But you know what? We've seen that many times before. He's in a gang filled with scalp hunters. What makes him so special besides the fact that he looks like a scary fuck? He's a serial murderer beyond that. He will murder people for no reason, seemingly. He'll murder random maids.
So, because he's bored. I'm bored. So he's bored and just murks people because he's bored.
Kids, men, anything. Yeah, he's a child killer, y'all. But we've seen this in movies too. What's so scary about this dude, Zaffy? He's a serial child molester on top of that.
Is bro trying to run the 100% speed run for crimes? Is that what this is? So we got serial P. Diddy with a liking for scalps.
He bangs kids, and then kills them. A lot of them are nowhere to be found in his vicinity. He will come around and tempt them into his dark alleyway, into his white van with sweets and candy, saying, come here, little boy," and they will not be found again. They will be molested and killed badly. Not to mention, the incident at the saloon. Now, there is a character called the Kid, our main protagonist in this, and the story takes place like this, right? First he's a kid, and then there's a time jump where decades later, he's a grown man now, and he comes across the judge again at a saloon, where the judge likes to roam around naked in front of audiences talking.
So he is a exhibitionist too. Just gets worse with every bit of dialogue that comes out of this man's mouth. That's crazy.
Shit. And basically, what happens is, they meet, they speak, and the judge says, "I'm so disappointed in you. Look what a fucking dumbass you turned out to be, man. Sympathizing little boy." He grabs up this dude and takes him to the stall with this other little girl. And it's inferred that some terrible sexual acts are performed. Now, a lot of people say, "Don't go near that saloon, y'all. Some shit's going down in there." It's inferred that the kid survives this incident. What's probably more realistic is he had this dude molest this little girl, forced him, made him molest her. Made him. And he got off on it. That is the kind of evil.
So, this man forced this guy to do something with a little girl, and then this guy deleted the little girl. Who wrote this?
We're dealing with here, folks. Now, we've seen terrible beings like this before, okay? We've seen this. We've seen degenerate, sadistic monsters before, right? But what makes him worse is his philosophy. Because among the child killing, child molesting, scalping, all this stuff, his philosophy is even more scary because it's fundamentally nihilistic, right? His core belief is that war is God. It's the ultimate trade, the ultimate game. Violence is the only true constant in the universe. Everything else is an illusion. Violence is the governing principle of reality. Then there's the whole aspect of moral nihilism. Good and evil are human constructs. They don't mean anything. The universe is fundamentally amoral. It rewards violence and strength. Might makes right. Those who are the strong. And this is not just Darwinism, natural selection, survival of the fittest. This is beyond that. This is like, the more evil and corrupt you are, the more you like to bestow your strength upon prey in an evil manner, the better. Traditional morality is pathetic. It's a weakness. Knowledge is dominion. He studies everything. This guy is smart as fuck, by the way. He uses his knowledge to trap people, right? He studies. He reads biology, geology, history, everything. That's power. Peace is not natural. Entropy is. And he is an agent for universal truth. That's what he sees. He actually believes he is a necessary force.
Interesting. His weird motivations. Very interesting. Crazy.
And those who deny violence are living in a delusion. I don't know why I have a picture of Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio would have played a good Judge Holden. And I'm going to get to those who could have played an amazing Judge Holden. If this was ever to be adapted to a live screen format, I don't think Hollywood can, but we're going to get to that. The worst part about Judge Holden is his insight onto the innocent. Children specifically. Children are innocent, therefore they must be broken. Let me explain. In order to prove his philosophy right, the pure innocence of children needs to be shred via molesting them, killing them, or making them do terrible things. Because once that is, the cycle of violence will continue itself and entropy will be the lording over the world. That's why he does it. If they are broken, nothing is sacred.
So he likes to essentially corrupt the people around him. Break them so they essentially do what he desires, even if they don't mean to, essentially. Very interesting.
And one of his final lines is about how he will never die. He's dancing naked with his balls out, saying he will never die. This is his philosophy summed up. Nothing is sacred and I will never die. It's that line is more symbolic than you think, because he's not just talking about himself literally. What he represents, the force of entropy he represents, will never die. It cannot die. It's a never-ending flat circle. It's the most nihilistic philosophy fucking ever. Now, I don't know if they
can be adapted. See, it could be really hard to adapt this because it's just like, I feel like roles reflect onto actors, so this can be quite rough. This can be quite rough.
Can adapt this into a movie? I don't think so, because unless they water him down terribly to the point where the the character itself is ruined, which Hollywood tends to do all the time now, I don't think there's any point. Because in order to adapt this character, you need to hint at things that are way too dark for modern audiences to take, that are way too uncomfortable for modern audiences to take, okay? This is a very depressing story about a kid who...
Very true. I mean, we already have to put trigger warnings for example, childbirth or any form of intimacy or just like words mentioned, slurs being mentioned in movies, right? We have to put that on there. So it's rough. It's rough. Yeah, you couldn't adapt this because people are too sensitive now.
Grows up to kill another kid and continue and perpetuate a cycle of violence to the point where he's forced into a stall to molest a child by the judge.
It's just like the softening of our species has progressed too far.
Okay, this is a dark, depressing fucking story. Judge Holden's philosophy is not something you can market to modern audiences very well. A lot of them won't understand it. A lot of them will just hate it. They'll just hate it. And the fact that you can't show any of the child molestation stuff. Modern Hollywood just can't do it. And I don't blame them. Why? Who the fuck wants to show that? So, you would need to write his character in a way that shows the subtle darkness of him and all the scariness that comes with it, without actually showing the majority of the acts that he commits, which are terrible, by the way. Now, it can be done. We've seen True Detective tackle really dark things. Child molestation killings, cult killings, adults killing kids, and all this stuff. We've seen them tackle that. And I'm going to get to True Detective when it comes to who should be cast as this character if they're ever going to do a live-action interpretation of Blood Meridian. Now, this character is evil without the cartoonish elements and without the likability. Even though he's charismatic and he can be that way, you don't like him. He's not like Heath Ledger's Joker. Okay? That's not what we're dealing with here. He's fundamentally despicable. Disgusting. Now, you could say, okay, we've seen a character, Baron from Dune. He was adapted to live action. They showed nothing of this dude. They hinted at some things, but that's it. And he's barely in the films. He doesn't have a prominent role despite being an important role. This motherfucker is the principal villain of the movie, and he's part of the gang that the main character's a part of. He is ever present. His presence is needed. It's not like the Baron who's barely in the fucking movie of Dune. No. This guy is different. He needs to take up a large portion of screen time of this. I believe that the thing that could help Hollywood get through this, the navigating the darkness of this character without showing too much, is the casting. If you can cast the right guy who can be scary enough without showing shit, No Country for Old Men.
To be fair, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do this. When it comes to like really gross evil stories, they don't really do this anymore. Like they can't do it anymore. They can't do it. There's no market for it realistically. Because I know that if I remember correctly, if I look at like ranking lists of like evil characters, this guy is always in like the top, at least top 3 of people ranking this guy. So I don't know.
Style, right? And Town Jigger probably did a lot of shit besides killing, right? They hint at how evil these characters are. Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the greatest actors of all time. Rest in peace, King. He is a chameleon, and he has played weirdos before. Psychopaths, child molesters, killers. He's done it all. He can play that cold, calculated character archetype too. Have you guys seen Mission Impossible 3? I'm not saying his character in this is anywhere near as bad as Judge Holden, but hear me out here. His villain in Mission Impossible 3 is the scariest villain in that entire franchise. Not because he can fight well, not because he nearly killed Ethan Hunt through his fight skills like Henry Cavill did. No. This dude's way of speaking, when he supposedly had Ethan Hunt's girlfriend and threatened to pull the trigger on her, he doesn't give a fuck. When he threatens to, you have a girlfriend, I'm gonna hurt her, I'm gonna make her bleed, and then I'm gonna kill her right in front of you. Like, bro, the way he says it, he would have been an epic Judge Holden. Shave this dude bald, make him albino with red eyes, and tell me he ain't.
Shave him, make him bald, and make him albino. What a crazy word, like follow-up of words. That's crazy.
Judge Holden. The fuck? He would have been goated. Rest in peace, my boy, my brother. I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. What a goat. James Franco did a test reel. Apparently, with this actor casted as like a Judge Holden character, I think he would have been great. I think this is the same actor who played Lucifer in Supernatural. Great actor. But in my opinion, if we're picking an actor who's alive today to play Judge Holden in a live-action Blood Meridian movie, make it the guy who played Errol Childress in True Detective Season 1. If you know, you know. This is one of the most vile, disgusting villains of all time. Not because he's likable and you, oh, look how crazy he is. No. You don't want to be near him. He's a child.
I don't know any of these things, like any of these shows. I cannot comment on that. But that frame makes me uncomfortable. Put this man in the shirt, thank you.
Child molester slash killer slash ritual fanatic who's obsessed with Lovecraftian beings like the Yellow King, for fuck's sake. That's what he does. He is pure evil. And this actor is very good at playing pure evil characters. He plays villains all the fucking time. I think he did play one of the thugs or some dude who got killed by the Joker in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker film by getting stabbed with a scissor. That was funny as fuck. But this dude is great. Shave his head, make him albino, he is Judge Holden. I'm telling you, he's the one. Anyone who's seen True Detective knows he's the one. When you see this guy speak, and this guy plays an inbred who fucks his own sister, who gets off on kids.
Just gets worse and worse and worse. What is this?
Ties him up, takes him to the woods, him with a bunch of elites do terrible things to them, then kill them, then continue the circle with women, prostitutes, and everything. Like, he is terrifying. Show me your mask. That's what this guy is. Anyone who's seen True Detective knows, yeah, he's the guy. That motherfucker is Judge Holden. There ain't nobody who makes me want to off myself more than this dude. That's who you get to play him, all right? And in terms of the director, get the director from Hell or High Water, an amazing film. One of my favorite Chris Pine films. I believe the director of this also made The Outlaw King. Fucking underrated medieval movie, by the way. Everyone needs to watch it. Him and Florence Pugh are awesome. Florence Pugh's hot as fuck in that movie, too. Either that.
I think that movie I've seen before. Can't confirm, though. But I think, like, that movie I've seen before.
Or get the Coen brothers who made No Country for Old Men. They're great at westerns, clearly.
Well, that's a classic.
They can capture a brutal, dark western landscape without making it a western in the traditional sense, while making it as depressing as fucking possible. If they did Anton Chigurh, they can do this, in my opinion, alright? Yeah, everyone wanted me to cover Blood Meridian. I've done it, and I might dive into the lore beyond Judge Holden more, but he's the most interesting part of this story, which is why I had to cover him. Alright? I don't read books. I watch movies, and I want maybe a Judge Holden in a movie one day. Just don't show me any of the bullshit he does, right? Because that's too much. Bye.
Gentlemen, we are on a mission.
Whatever. That's interesting. However, again, I don't think that Hollywood nowadays can adopt truly dark stories. I don't think they can. Right? They can. They like I said, we live in a time where, like, oh, this movie shows outdated views and has words in them that may hurt your feelings. Well, you can't really pull that off anymore. At least in, like, a Hollywood style movie. Shows that has more room, it's more open. For this movie, though, from what I understood, is you would need to kind of show the acts in a way to understand how crazy the stuff really is. But then again, I don't know. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.